Hey folks, Lignar here from Epic Podcast. Today we're going to take a look at Smite, which is a MOBA with an interesting little twist, and I think a good first step towards the MOBA genre if you're a World of Warcraft player or an MMO player. I think there's a little bit more interest with Blizzard coming out with Heroes of the Storm, probably a little bit more interest in the player base. On the left-hand side, you see the current God rotation and the new voice packs and new skins. The God rotation is what you can play for free without buying, and the others are just new items in the cash shop. Here you can look at the new gods and what you have available. You can listen to what they sound like. Yes, I have them all unlocked, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Here is your personal profile, your worshiper details, your match history, your clan you belong to, and the Refer a Friend program, which is actually a nice little feature to get you some favor, which is the currency you earn by playing the game. Here you have guides and a character builder, and you can customize how your character will automatically upgrade their items in game. We'll get into that in a little bit. Here is the Twitch player. You can watch other people just streaming Smite. I think you can stream directly from the client, but I would still rather use a third-party program for that. And here you get into the league play and match play and rankings and all that sort of stuff. But let's go home. Let's jump into a game. Today we're going to go through a practice solo co-op joust for two reasons. One, you get to play every god in the game whether or not you own it. Nice try before you buy feature. Two, you got to play through one of these in the opening tutorial when you first download and install the game. Anyway, if you look to the right hand side of the locked in button where it says auto level skills and auto level items, I would highly recommend leaving those on, because as you're learning the game, you don't want to think about that, especially if you're new to MOBAs. I would just leave those on while you're figuring out the mechanics of the game, so it's one less thing to worry about, and you can turn those off later and get a little bit more customization to your character. Now, we'll go over the features on the map here shortly, but first thing we're going to do is you move with W, A, S, and D, and you target with the mouse by turning left and right, and everything in this game is a skill shot, which means they can be dodged and you can miss. So you activate an ability by pressing the button and then left click. That was my ability number 2. You hit the other one and right click to cancel an ability. So you prepare it and then either left click to launch, right click to cancel. And you can also just bring up a quick summary of all of your abilities. If you want to look at them, say you're dead and you got a 20-second respawn timer, you do that by hitting K. And I'm not going to leave this up for very long because the match is about to start. Now, the minions have spawned, and you'll see minions, the friendly minions at the bottom of the minimap there. They're the green dots coming up the lane. And the minions prefer to target other minions. If you're the only thing that they can target, they will target you. The exception to that is if their god is in the area, and you'll see that here shortly. I'll demonstrate it. If you target their god, they will target you, and it will stay on you until you stop damaging the god. The towers do the same thing, only they don't stop targeting you until you leave that area. So just something to keep in mind when you're playing this. I think the minions in other games don't necessarily do it that way, at least not that I've noticed. They spell it out specifically, they call it out for you. The objectives of this game are pretty much like any other MOBA, it just plays a little bit differently. And here, I'm going to attack the god here so you can see the minions. See, they come after me, I stop attacking them, and then they go right back to my minions. So that was an example of that. And the towers do the same thing, except the towers also do more damage on each consecutive hit. So in the early levels, probably 3 hits, the tower kills you. So you need to bug out really quick if you get targeted. Now, let's talk about the towers. And the other item on the map, if you look there, between the tower and the base, kind of looks like a bird. Well, it's a phoenix. It effectively works just like a tower, except after it's destroyed, it can respawn. And also, when you destroy the enemy's phoenix, your minions get a buff. They come out with flaming swords and flaming arrows, and they got some more health. And they're kind of badass, really. But from here, it works just like a MOBA. After you destroy the tower, you destroy the phoenix, you get inside, and there's a giant or a titan, or there's several names I've heard used for them that you need to destroy. If you don't destroy the phoenix or the tower, that guy's got a pretty good buff on him, or gal, actually, some of them are female. But they have a pretty decent buff on them. So in a single player game like this, you're not going to want to do that. In a multiplayer game, you could use some team coordination maybe and win the game without taking down the tower or the phoenix. So that's pretty much it. Now I want to talk to you about why I had all of those gods. Shortly after I got this game and I started playing it and I realized I was having fun, I started looking at the cash shop. Not that I'm much on microtransactions or spend a lot in cash shops, but they had a deal going for $30. You get every god that's in the game right now and all future gods. And so I did some thinking. I'm like, I'm going to play this game. Maybe not seriously, but I'm going to play this game. And I've spent more money on games that I play less. $30 for a game and I get every character in it. Now, like, granted, I'm not getting the skins and the voice packs and all that stuff that they add in, but I don't need them. They're strictly cosmetic. I don't understand why a lot of people wouldn't spend that $30, but it's, you know, everybody's money. It's your money. To me, $30 wasn't that big of a deal when I'm going to spend $60 on, you know, the next WoW expansion or the Diablo 3 expansion, because I buy the collector's editions. I know they're not that expensive if I didn't want to, but I buy those. And if I'm going to spend that, why wouldn't I spend $30 on this game when I can play this game pretty much whenever I want? Just like every other game, I know. But this has got, for something like this to do the solo joust, you can get in, have a little bit of fun, and get right back out, and you spent 15-20 minutes. And if you do that periodically, $30, whatever. Anyway, guys, that is it for this game. I'm going to stop talking because I've realized how fast I've been talking, and my lungs are about to explode. So I'm going to let y'all go, and I'm just going to wrap this video up right here. I'm not going to let it play out because it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward from here. You've seen the game. That's about all there is to it. So until next time, have a good one, y'all.